going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. You know who it is by now.
Jimothy.
So ladies and gents, it's been a while. I've been away from the channel for some time. Had a few things to sort out. IRL always takes precedence, and that's something that I cannot apologize for, especially being a dad of 3. But anyway, enough of me harping on. Let's get straight into the cards. I'm going to profile a deck that I took to my most recent visit to locals, which is Lyrilusc Tribrigade. Now, I did not actually do too well. However, my losses were to some really good opponents and just decks that just do a little bit more than this. So without wasting any more time, let's get straight into the cards. So starting us off, I started with triple turquoise Warbler. Now, the reason why I wanted to play this is because this is the deck that I actually took to a regional some time ago now. I believe it was like Leeds in December, I believe. And I actually played this deck. Now, obviously, then it was at full power. And it could pump out some ridiculous boards. The end boards that this deck makes now are not as strong, but definitely Turquoise Warbler as your starter is just something that you want to see going forward. It still can do quite a lot depending on the type of hand that you open up with. The other card that you want to see in your opening hand is Cobalt Sparrow. Again, this gets you a search of a level 1 winged beast. Obviously, we're playing the Tribrigade stuff, so depending on what else you've got in your hand, you can utilize this very well. And opening Turquoise Warbler as well as Sparrow is just a great feeling, ladies and gents. Then for the other Lyrilusc Lyrilusc stuff, just one of each of the other ones. So one Celestine Wagtail, one Sapphire Swallow, and one Beryl Canary. I did used to max out on Beryl Canary because it was a great follow-up. But I'm just playing with the one now. Obviously, to try and keep the deck count down to a nice even 40. But this is your turn 3 play if you go first, ladies and gents. Or if you go second, this is your turn 1 play, depending on what you've got on the board. You bait all the other interruptions and you just make Zeus and then wipe the field. So that is the logic behind it. Next, for the Tribrigade portion, similar stuff. Triple Fractor, this probably goes without saying. You're always going to play 3 of this if it's at 3. Gets your engine going. It's also a Cobalt Sparrow dump. So if you see Fractor and you see your Turquoise Warbler in hand, it's still full combo. So it's good to see. Also playing triple Nerval, again goes without saying, consistency card. This is what bridges the 2 decks together, or the 2 engines together basically. So you got Nerval, which is a level 1 winged beast, which does Tribrigade things and also has synergy with obviously the Lyrilusc stuff. And then we also play the 1 Kit and the 1 Keras. I was considering bumping Keras up to 2 because it's a nice special summon, and obviously you want to be able to just pop off with Tribrigade things, and having Keras as an additional recovery tool for your following turn is nice instead of just burning it in the combo. So that is potentially something that's up for contention. Next, onto the hand traps. Simple hand trap lineup. Played triple Ash because I was fearing Despia, and it was a good shout, to be honest, especially stopping Branded Fusion. Again, Ash Blossom, it's generic, hits most decks, you want to see it. I was also main decking Nibiru. I was finding that other decks don't necessarily respect Nibiru, especially decks like, I don't know, Sword Soul, for example. They tend to special summon quite a lot. It doesn't seem like a lot because they're obviously special summoning their tuner token monsters, but Nibiru can be a blowout. It's also a good easy side out target going into games 2 or 3, depending on what your matchups are. So double Nibiru, and I also ran the double Ghostbow Haunted Mansion and the searchable DD Crow. Again, another winged beast monster that you can search. Outs DPE, really easy. This is just for branded in red, the Ghostbows. Again, Despia is hot on the press right now, ladies and gents. It's literally everywhere. So having Ghostbow and Ash Blossom in your deck is always a good shot at the moment. Next, onto the spells. We played 1 Foolish Burial and 1 Fire Formation Tenki. This basically can get your plays going, whether you want to send a Tribrigade monster in the form of like kits to just get your plays going, or you want to start off your plays with a additional copy of Fractal, and that's all Tenki is. So there's some nice consistency there. I also played the triple Bird Call. Again, just want to be able to see my Warbler and my Sparrow. Now, in terms of the spells, ladies and gents, if you've got Pot of Prosperity, that is definitely something that you want to play. Not being able to see Warbler, Sparrow in your opening hand can make for some kind of clunky hands, to be honest. And obviously Bird Core tries to mitigate that somewhat, but Prosperity just adds that much needed consistency to be able to basically just see what you need to see, basically, to be able to play. So I'd probably take out a couple of hand traps and put the Prosperities in if I did have Prosperity, but unfortunately I don't own them, so it is what it is. Next, for some board breakers, we ran 2 Forbidden Drip Drops, nice and simple, as well as double triple tactics talents. Again, this card, I really vouch for this in this format, especially with the number of hand traps that are being played. It's not quite as bad as it used to be because Brave is around, but Despia seems to be hot off the press now, so hand traps are kind of waning, especially with Despia playing basically a no hand trap build. But even then, a lot of their interactions are going to be through monsters, so double triple tactics talents does definitely help. And then for the power 1/2s, we played 1 Monster Reborn, 1 Call by the Grave, and 1 1-for-1. Again, nothing needs to be said about those. And then for the traps, we played 1 Searchable Tribrigade Revolt. So you don't necessarily need any more than 1, to be honest. You do search it in your combo if you're going for the that combo route. So just a 1/2, to be honest. I opened it a couple of times, which was weird. And then triple infinite impermanence. Again, just some additional negation, especially paired with droplets. It's quite a nice feeling to be able to impermanent droplets, send it imperm, and one of your Tri-Brigade monsters to negate a couple of cards on the field. So definitely powerful card. Next, onto the extra deck, starting with the link. So we ran 1 Salamangreat Almirage, 1 Ferrigite the Baron Blossom, as well as 1 Bearbrum the Ravenant Rampager. So again, Tri-Brigade stuff, does Tri-Brigade things, you know how it goes, ladies and gents. Next, we played the Silvered as well as the double Shirag. Again, nothing really needs to be said. You can actually make 1 Shirag in your initial combo to get a search, or you can obviously just hold the Shirag and just go into Silvered and just kind of like do stuff. But it does depend on your hand, and it depends where you want to go and how many times you've been interrupted. Ideally, you want to make Shirag on your first turn to be able to get the search off, and then you want to be able to just make it with Revolt. I do play Monster Reborn, which makes it live once again, providing you correctly link summoned it. So yeah. And then we played the 1 Double Dragon Lords, the 1 Appaloosa, as well as the 1 Access Code Talker. I didn't actually make Access Code Talker all weekend when I played at the box tournament, but it's there nonetheless. It does end games. I found that basically I was using Zeus to win a lot of my games, ladies and gents, which is interesting to say the least. Then for some more Lyrilusc XYZ stuff, we have obviously the Recital Starling, Assembled Nightingale, and Ensemble Blue. Now typically you make these 2 on your first turn. Ensemble Blue used to be part of your end board previously, but without Simorg it's a little bit vulnerable, especially with its attack reduction going down and being able to bounce monsters. And then your Assembled Nightingale is obviously your turn 2 or turn 3, so if you've lost the die roll and you go in second, you want to make it your last action that you do with the Barrel Canary. And then you can attack directly and then obviously just go into Zeus. I'm not playing Downed Magician. I probably would put that in my extra deck, in my side deck, for when I know that I'm going second, but it's just a nice option to have. And then finally we have the 1 number F-Zero Utopic Future Draco, as well as the Divine Arsenal AA Zeus. And that is it, ladies and gents. Pretty self-explanatory. And what I will say, like I mentioned previously, part of Prosperity adds some much needed consistency to the deck. Just being able to see a lot of your side deck as well as your main deck, just being able to dig for cards is invaluable. And I've been using on EDO Pro and it makes the deck a whole lot different. It's absolutely crazy. But anyway, onto the side deck. I played double Droll as well as 1 Dino Wrestler Pancratops. Droll just for the Despia matchup, because Despia plays very similar to Heroes in the sense that it does a lot of searching, a lot of adding. So Threat Patrick, for example, Aluba, just a lot of stuff. People are playing around Droll with the branded opening in the draw phase, but it is what it is. You gotta try in it. So double Twin Twister just for some back row removal. We played double Ghost Battle because I thought I was going to see the adventure token engine. just playing it at 2. You could potentially bump this up to 3, but I like it at 2. So it's an easy side-in target, especially when you got Nibiru around. One of my favorite cards of the format, triple evenly matched. I don't think I sided it in. It's maybe for back row, but again, going second, it does well. But your deck goes into Zeus so easily, and Zeus is just a great equalizer going second. So triple evenly matched, ladies and gents, as well as some more removal in the form of double lightning storm. Again, if I had a third, I would definitely play a third. It's just same with fluid and droplets, to be honest. If I had a third one, I'd play a third one. And then finally, we played the triple D barrier, just because I was fearing Sword Soul as well as Despia being the hottest thing right now. So yeah, and that is it, ladies and gents. I didn't do too well, and I'm still processing the vlog for the box tournament that I went to. So definitely keep your eyes peeled on the channel, and I've got regionals coming up soon within the next couple of days. No, sorry, well, within the next week basically. So I don't actually know what deck I'm going to take. I might even just take some random rogue deck because I just want to have some fun. Or I could potentially take Despia. However, I'm not feeling playing 19 billion mirror matches, which is probably what's going to be the case, especially with Dimension Force being released later on this week. But anyway, we find ourselves at the end of another video. As always, if you did enjoy this content, you know what to do by now. Hit that like button, share, subscribe, all of that beautiful good stuff, and I would definitely see you guys on the next video. Hope you enjoyed. Peace.